Welcome back to the 2 Mutts podcast presented by Shadified Salon and Barbershop. I am your host, Joshua Marshall. We have co-host with us late this evening as we do our last episode of 2023. We have Clay Vanderham with us. Vandy, how's it going?
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Vandy is dandy. I've had a good probably 10 days off of hockey and the kids as well. And we were just talking beforehand how you can tell the kids are charged up, and I can feel my batteries getting charged up again to hit the new year in the ground running. So
Nice. Yeah, just start afresh. You had a good Christmas though? Everything
yeah. We host family comes in from Kelowna, my in-laws, and then my sister-in-law was here.
Nice.
And yeah, my brother came over Christmas Day. Yeah, it was a good time. It was good. It's always good at this time of year.
That's good. We also have Brody McIntyre with us, aka the closer. How's it going?
Not closing much at this time of year, I'll tell you that much. Other than that, though, it's pretty good. Nice and chill. And I don't know, I'm feeling pretty loosey-goosey. Haven't really done much. Just hanging out, relaxing, sleeping in.
Yeah.
It's been glorious, man. Away from hockey, getting the family home for a week. It was good. Very good. And like I was saying to Clay earlier, you can visibly see it in the kids getting recharged and just getting a break from life and the monotony of their routine. So it's been good. Kids have been sleeping over, kids coming and going out of here, and
yeah,
it's good. Yeah,
it's
how about you?
Just not the greatest Christmas, but typically I don't. Anyone that kind of knows me,
yeah,
I don't. Christmas is not really my favorite time of the year, and so obviously 25-year anniversary of losing my father kind of creeps up, and I love the Millwoods area. That's where we're born and kind of raised, and so I always drive back to the house that we lived in, and unfortunately the house that my dad passed away. And I just sit out front of the house, say a prayer, have a conversation. I do it ever since I started driving. I've been doing that, and then yeah, it's Christmas morning. It was kind of a rough morning too, and but that's just kind of how it is. That's life, and and you lose great people in your life that mean a lot to you. So it's definitely emotional. Not to be down, but there's the downside of that, but the positive side of our podcast has credentials with the Calgary Flames. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting to Calgary on New Year's Eve to our first official podcast reporting game. I guess I don't know what the right word would be, but it'll be the first time that the 2 Mutts podcast will be inside of an NHL rink reporting. So we'll be in some visiting locker rooms, the Flames locker room, and all that. But as we hit before we record, I don't think I'll be saying anything to anything. I don't think want to ask Torts a bad question where I get jammed up and I make it on viral social media. But
listen and learn, buddy. Listen and learn.
That's it. So I'll as a rookie, you'll just sit back and watch. So I don't know if our good friend Kelly Rudy will be there because it's a Saturday night game, Sunday night game. So I don't know if he'll be flying back from Toronto the day before, but that's the only guy we know in that market. Slum Velology a little bit, but don't know him too well. But yeah, so just looking forward to hockey getting back going here. It's kind of will take a bit of time. And again, I'll say this, I apologize on the other end of this to our fans and our sponsors. For the last like 2 months or month and a half, we haven't really recorded a lot of episodes, and we can get into that a little bit later on. So I do apologize that, why that hasn't happened, and we can get into that later on. But we're in the here and now. This is our last episode for the end of the year. And then we'll be coming back with some pretty good ones. And I had some good conversations with Tim Peel, and he does a podcast with Jeremy Roenick. So Fids is trying to help us out gearing those guys up on our podcast. But I think before we jump into things, I think 2023 was pretty decent for us. I don't know what you kind of have, Vandy, of your thoughts of what the year was for us. I know, at times you're not on every episode because you're busy with your, but overall thoughts in this past
year.
Man,
we hit some good guests came on, and you can see the support just on social media, just the comments and you post stuff and you can just see the likes and all that stuff. I don't pay no mind to that a lot, but you can see that people are enjoying listening to us have fun doing this. And I'm getting more and more people come up to me and, you know, they finally put face to the name, and I get guys at work are listening now. It's like, yeah, it's pretty cool. But just getting back to, you know, there's a lot of people out there that this time of year it does suck, and just know that, you know, it does get better each day. And I know, you know, there's, you know, whatever family shit going on and whatnot, but just friends may not reach out all the time, but they're always thinking of you.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. And like you say, everyone's tough. It's even just on Instagram the other day, and then seen Jennifer Hedger's post. She lost her father and her brother in different times of the in different years, but she lost her father on December 23rd and her brother on December 23rd, all sudden. So yeah, so
yeah, it sucks.
It's tough for a lot of people and in that, but Broad's kind of the same question to you. Your thoughts on kind of the year that it was for our podcast, and you know, I guess in your ways too of, you know, opening up the door for us to be at the John Reed, and we will be there again this year, and just how kind of fun that was. And it was a learning lesson last year where it'll be more professional this year for sure. But your thoughts?
I thought it was a pretty good year. I thought, yeah, like Clay said, echo that. Right, you had a lot of cool guests on. As you know, I like just roundtables. I obviously listen to those when you have the cool guests on and such, but this is kind of more my jam.
Yeah.
John Reed, I think he did a great job. I thought it was a cool angle, different, having kids on speaking is hilarious. Listen to 14-year-olds try to act like NHLers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Pretty humorous to me, but you're back this year, so you said it will be a little more professional. I think you learned something from the first thing. I think you'll do a better job. I think you did a great job anyways last year, but I think it'll be even better this year. I think that's just a good way to live life, right? Just keep on, dip your toe in and keep on going, right? Get better and better as you go.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun. And that event will be sponsored by our friends at CDN. They're kind of in Calgary now, so they got some new partners in Connor. So we like to kind of announce you know, something pretty cool. You know, they got purchased. So Marku sold the company, from what I understand. I believe that's what happened. And
how much, Bosco?
I don't know how much he sold it for. He did sell it. I'm assuming he sold it for a pretty good penny, but he sold it to some great people, and there was great people owning it before. And the cool thing on this new venture and our continued sponsorship with them is that you know, we've been asked so many times, where can we get a hat? Where can we get a hoodie? Where can we get some merch? So that'll all be on the CDN's website in January. So there'll be some pre-sales there. So we'll be selling some hoodies, selling some hats. So the CDN hats that you guys see with, like, you know, the EDM and stuff like that, there'll be a design of our name of our podcast on those. And then you guys can get your EDM hats from Oilers or Flames and all that. But just a pretty cool you know, way of getting our name a little bit out there more. So we'll obviously start it on a slow pre-sale, see what the appetite is, and then if things hopefully progress in a great way, we could you know, kind of jump further in those and just getting our name out there. And so yeah, just that. Sorry, I'm just super excited for that. It's been something we've been working on for a while and just haven't really hunkered down. And Connor and I had a really great conversation in getting that out there. So we're looking forward to that, and you know, a lot of fans will love that. So once it's out, we'll obviously post the link on our social media feeds, and people can go and check that out. And so yeah, we obviously have a lot of gear around the BC area and other construction sites, but now I'll be able to get into some more hockey.
Good job, Bosco.
Yeah,
you're doing it, man.
And then we'll have it at the John Reed. So I'm gonna talk to Mike there. I think what I'd love to do is you know, something pretty cool is, you know, giving a kid a hat if you play the game at the tournament, just a little extra surprise. So we're just
I'm kind of helping out with that. If you want to add it, we need 84 of them.
Yes. Okay. How many you need? 48.
84.
84. Okay. So let's work on that for sure. So
yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. It would be kind of just nice to kind of get our stuff out there. So
buddy, there's some fucking banger teams at this John Reed this year.
Oh my god, yeah.
Is it? So can you talk about it a little bit more, Broads? Just
course,
yeah. Can you go into it a little bit more and what kind of teams are going to be there? Some of the teams last year, any new teams? Mike, the floor is yours.
Well, the weird part is the best team that won it last year, Shattuck, they didn't come this year. And the reason, if you can believe this, imagine you saying this to Clay, not coming to a hockey tournament, is the games were too long. So they didn't want to come back because of that. They thought the games were too long.
They won the tournament?
In the tournament. I don't know, maybe they play 15-minute periods and wherever that is. I don't know, and wherever their league is involved. I don't know, but that's the big reasoning. So it's unfortunate they're not coming, but it probably gives St. Albert a little bit a better chance.
Do they had a juggernaut again this year? They got a good.
Oh, they have a juggernaut every year. Right?
Every year,
okay. Yeah, they're bringing kids from everywhere, right? The whole world. And they've had guys, rich guys just, if, hey, you want Aussie here, I'll pay for it, right? Rich guy, I'll pay for it. And
yeah,
off you go, your kid's there for free or a huge discount or whatever their deals they work out. Crazy money there.
Well, there's still going to be some good teams, man. Like
there's going to be some unbelievable teams. There's a team out of Toronto that's ranked, one of the top 3 teams in the country. They'll be coming. They're actually going to the other game on Thursday night. Edge out of Calgary is coming. They're unbelievable. Their depth is crazy. They're really, really good. And unfortunately, St. Albert has to play them, so that's not ideal. But they're in their pool, so that kind of sucks. And there's one other team, I can't remember who. He told me is excellent. But then there's a whole, I think, kind of under that tier. The Calgary Flames have an unbelievable team. They have got 2 amazing goaltenders. They've got 2 or 3 guys up front that are excellent. Their back end is big and mobile and deep. So they're a good team. St. Albert's pretty good. They've got their holes, right? They're kind of limited to greater St. Albert, right? So it's tough to compete against academies where they can bring in a kid from Toronto or Kamloops or anywhere, right? We're kind of stuck to not stuck, but it is what it is. So they'll be in really tough, which is always the case now going against academy teams. So it'll be an unbelievable experience though, right? The kids love it. It's lots of stressful filled games. The Thursday morning game is actually pretty cool. It'll be, they call it the school game. So all the Catholic schools, I think Protestant, I think both sides actually come and it's packed, right? There'll be over 2,000 kids.
It was packed
last year too. I
remember that, yeah. So
that's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully last year they did it, they played Shattuck, so they didn't even get a goal, so the kids didn't even get to cheer. So hopefully they play somebody a little easier in that game.
You must know the tournament scheduler.
Yeah. They play, who do they play? Somebody out of Vancouver, Edge, and then they've got OHA Penticton in their pool. So 2, I don't know about the Vancouver team at all, but Edge they'll be in real tough. OHA, obviously another academy, so they'll be in tough there. So they're gonna have to win 2 or 3 of those games just to advance out of the pool, which we'll see, I guess. Wait and see. But it's a great experience, and it's their last big tournament of the season for most teams. I think probably all the teams, and then provincials. So
is Jerome McGinley's team going to be there? I see that his son Joe McGinley's doing pretty good, scoring a lot of goals here. I just saw something.
Well, he coaches U18 now, so he's out of that. But I'm assuming Rink's coming. I don't know. I'd have to go look.
Yeah, Rink is there.
Yeah,
Rink Winnipeg's coming. I know that.
Rink Kelowna's there too.
Oh, good.
So where is his son playing right now? Is he still with the same team he was last year, or is he?
No, now he was U15 last year, and this year he's U18.
Okay.
And then he got into, I think it was 2 games with the Rail Kings this year.
Yeah.
So he's doing great.
Yeah. Sportsnet put an article up. It popped up on my phone about an hour ago. I didn't read it yet, but there was this Joe McGinley is shining just like his father Jerome is.
Well, look, there's a ton of big name 08 kids getting ready, or 09 kids getting ready for the dub draft.
It'll be a good draft.
It'll be and at this tournament too. So it'll be fun.
It's a deep draft too. There's lots of. There's Landon DuPont. There's a kid from St. George's that's supposed to be phenomenal. I've never seen him. I don't know who he is, so it'll be cool. I'm gonna for sure go watch him. That draft should be really, really deep. Like I think there's that kind of upper echelon tier, and then there's a bunch in that kind of second category, kind of a step down there from the DuPonts of the world.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's Landon, and then
everybody else. So he's just dumbing the U18
Oh,
league.
I know, right?
Insane, right? But it's cool to see too.
Yeah.
That'll be a lot of fun. And Nevada, you're going to be joining us this year, right?
Yes, I am going to. Definitely Friday. I don't know about the weekend. It falls in the same minor hockey league finals, so we'll see how the kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Well, we'll see you there for sure. Anyway, so.
Friday, definitely.
Yeah.
That's one thing I do miss is minor hockey week. Man, I love that. That was so fun. It was so and just everything was so wild, right? Because they're just hour games. There's not a lot of time to get. Even if you're number 1 team versus number 8, there's only it's quick periods, right? It's crazy all the shit that happens. I miss them. I've seen some wild. I don't know what you. I'm sure you have, but some wild endings with goalies being pulled and 1-on-1 overtime and 2-on-1 and craziness.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see because this will be. We did it last year in U15, but I think we only made it 3 games. But U18, it'll be interesting to see what they do. It'll be fun. This U18.
What's the craziest thing you've seen there? Do you remember?
Probably a couple years ago. Nash's team went down to 1-on-1 in the final.
Did you pull the goalie?
No, the faceoff was inside our zone, and they had this kid Noah 2. He's an 11 kid. This kid just scored at will, and he ended up scoring. He stayed on the ice the whole time.
Oh man!
It went down to I think probably 5-7 minutes. What would that be? Yeah, be about 7 minutes. He was on the ice the whole time.
Yeah,
I saw one once. Went to 1-on-1. So there wasn't a whistle. So the faceoff was at center ice. So the one team put out the one player, and he was standing at center, and the other team had the goalie at the blue line, a player right at the gate beside the goalie, and one player kind of in and around center ice waiting. And you could see the 2 coaches saying, "Oh, what are we going to do? Pull the goalie? Start with the goalie out?" Which I think you should always, but. And they were discussing it, and the ref came over and he put his hand up. He's like, "Come on, let's go." And then they're still talking. He's okay. He blew the whistle, gave him a 20 men on the ice penalty.
No.
So then they played. The other team didn't score, and nobody pulled their goalie. I'm like, can somebody please pull the fucking goalie and just win the thing? Imagine. What? Nobody scored because you get in 1-on-1. You get a penalty shot.
Yeah.
So there is no 2-on-1. So you missed the penalty shot. Then they had the face-off down in the offensive zone. Didn't pull the goalie. So they played 1-on-1 and went back the other way. And then the team that ended up taking the penalty, they got their goalie out and they went down and scored on a 2-on-1. I was like, that was crazy.
I just remembered Rupp's got a wild fucking story, dude. So this would have been, Luke would have been in either Adam or Novice. And I think it was Adam. And they went down to 1-on-1, but their team was getting penalties. So their goalie, Ethan Berard, was their goalie. He plays U17 Fort Sask now. But anyway, he ended up stopping 2 penalty shots, and then they ended up. I can't remember exactly what happened, but they ended up scoring one. It was nuts. I couldn't believe Rupp was still standing after that.
It's a great tournament, man. It's pretty fun. And been going on for I forget how many. I want to say 70 years now or something crazy.
Yeah. Refs don't get paid, and I think they hate it.
They hate it.
Yeah. Teams donate the ice, right, too?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So we'll move over to the NHL stuff. I think that's pretty cool. We'll get some more minor hockey stuff. Anything else you want to plug on the minor hockey front there, Vandy or Broads?
No, I can't even remember the last time I was on, but yeah, this league that Jace was in at the start of the year, I think it's been that long. The start of the year, it was no joke, man. It was you got to grow up in a hurry. And I hadn't coached it in 10 years, and you forget how, I think I did talk about it, but you forget how animalistic some of these kids are. And
animals, yeah, for sure.
But no, it's good. Nice. Move on.
Nice. So before we join into the Oilers talk here, Leafs talk, and anything else, kind of we're at the somewhat halfway point of the NHL season. Next week, kind of around the 41 game mark, but we'll kind of talk about maybe a surprise team that is in a way that where they are now, and a surprise team where you were expected them a little bit more out of them. And we'll throw to you first, closer. Is there a team in the NHL that you're surprised at, where they are maybe in the top 10 standings, or is it kind of what you thought is what's there? Because obviously what might stick out is Vancouver went into the Christmas break first in the NHL. I don't know if that's the team or if there's another team that you're kind of looking at in that aspect.
Well, I have one for the top. Obviously, that's Vancouver. Thinking I didn't think they're going to be that good. I knew they'd be a meat and potatoes, hard-working team, but I did not think they'd be buzzing like they're buzzing and be that high in the standings. I mean, that's incredible, and I think that speaks to the coaching, right? Because sure, they've made a few changes, but nothing really substantial, right? There's nothing massive that's come in or gone out that's should affect that in that drastic of a reason.
Yeah, you didn't.
So, and I like watching them play. Right, they work their balls off. Right, they're like a wave of just a machine, one line after line of just finishing checks, playing the right way, blocking shots. Pettersson's back to being Pettersson, right, after kind of a little bit of dip in his performance. On the other end of it, I'm shocked at how bad the Calgary Flames are. Yeah. And I'm shocked at how bad the Ottawa Senators are. I thought both those teams would take steps forward and not the opposite. And it's bad to see, right? Two Canadian teams. I still think Ottawa can turn around. I don't know about the Flames. I don't know what the hell's wrong with Huberdeau there. It's bad. Those are my two bad teams, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, and Ottawa's already fired their GM and then fired their head coach. So
yeah.
You kind of say they already have a new GM in place. Like Steve Stales is going to be running the call there. It doesn't really matter, I guess, who's the GM. I guess it might not, but Stales will have kind of final say of where things are at. Jacques Martin, 71 years old, comes in. It's been a while since they played the Leafs last night. They didn't play a good first period. They were down 2-0, and then then the Leafs let them off the hook. They had some chances, and they ended up squeaking out a win. So I don't know if that was the first game I think Korpisalo played really good all year. He had 6 wins and 13 losses at over 3 goals a game and 870 save percentage. So it wasn't good at all in that front. But it's been a tough go for sure. Do
you think there's any way they keep Martin?
I think he stays in the fold. I don't think that the plan, from what I understand and what Elliot Friedman has reported too, is he is there to the end of the year with Alfredsson. So they'll be both behind the bench. And then there's some conversations of the name is escaping me now. It was I had it there before, but there's I think he's coaching in the Ontario Hockey League, and Stales is really close with him. Same with Michael Antlauer, the owner of the Ottawa Senators. So they might bring him in at the end of the year. He's been tied to them for quite some time, for like the last 5 years. I think he was coaching the Hamilton Bulldogs before. The name is escaping me, but so I apologize on that. But I think that might be the direction that they go. And it kind of seems like it is somewhat the direction most teams are going, is going for something younger and then going for what you know. And obviously I think I see that would happen here with Edmonton. And then, the Flames, I just, I can't, I watch almost every single Flames game, and, Huberdeau's on a line with Coleman and Backlund. And I don't know if they put him there because, I'm not saying, Backlund's a friend of ours and stuff like that, but I'm not saying Michael Backlund is a Barkov, I think Barkov's obviously a way better player, but just because the only way you compare the two is they're both good two-way guys, but Barkov puts up more offensive numbers and impacts the game more offensively than Michael Backlund does. But just last night, I just don't understand why they should just go Sharangovich, Lindholm, and Huberdeau. Just put them on a line, those three, and then put Mangiapane back with Backlund and Coleman. And from the Twitter mentions too and stuff like that, it sounds like the Flames media are cheering for that as well. In the press box, but we'll see what happens. I am surprised there. They were looking okay there for a little bit, and then 2 games in a row now, Markstrom's allowed the first goal of the game, or the first shot. So before the lineup is done on the screen, it's already 1-0. So that was last night before. So that's got to clean up because he led the NHL last year in that department, and I know Cam Talbot did too before, but Talbot's turned it around in LA. But Yeah,
I heard Lindholm to Colorado rumor.
There is a lot of
That's crazy.
Yeah, in Colorado, obviously with Devon Taves calling his team out the other day too before the Christmas break and saying,
yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing for a guy that usually doesn't speak up a lot, but and it would have been different if Nathan McKinnon said it. You know, it probably holds a little bit more weight that Taves said it than McKinnon said it.
I'm gonna be Nate McKinnon's probably the one. He says it indoor, like inside the room.
Yeah,
probably.
He's just a fiery competitor. So it's good that those quiet leaders step up.
Yeah. So I would agree with that, Brody. You know, just
the Flames deserved the win yesterday. They for whatever reason they outplay their opponents. They just can't get that fucking break. Well, you could see it in Huberdeau's body language. Like he's just something isn't right there.
Well, they just don't have a center to play with him, right? But it has like he played a lot last year with Lindholm and it didn't work either. So I don't know why if you put him back with him this year, maybe you just say
Lindholm a free agent this year.
Lindholm is, yeah. Lindholm is, Tanev is, Hannafin is. So they got quite a few guys there. And Noah Hannafin had a $60 million contract right in front of him, and he didn't sign it because they lost 7 games in a row. So the team pulled the contract away just to be like, okay, well, this might not be something we want to do right now. And he was okay with that too. And then they won a little bit of games there. They won 3 in a row, and then things are kind of just all over the place now. So we'll see what happens. It's you know, it's not the greatest situation there because you would expect it a little bit more out of those teams for sure. But Vandy, your thoughts? Pose the same question to you there.
Well, just on the upper end, the Arizona Coyotes. I mean,
yes,
they just. I noticed it last year, and for me, it was just a gambling trend. You would bet Arizona to lose every game, and then they'd be playing at the Mall Arena, and they would come out with a 3-2 victory, and that's exactly what's happening this year. And
Clayton Keller, man.
Yeah, and then you start looking at their roster, and you're like, they got some young, offensive, skilled, and then pair that with a great coach, and you got success right there. Yeah. So Arizona for me, hopefully they can get things rectified and find them an arena deal. But I wouldn't say for my neck for the low point. I wouldn't say I'm shocked at the parity in the league this year.
Yeah.
Like if you look, I mean, other than the top teams, there's like a 7-point spread, and I get it. I know that's a lot to make up in the second half of the season, but I mean, you get a team like Minnesota or Pittsburgh that can catch fire, Detroit, even these young teams that can catch fire, and all of a sudden they're right back in the hunt, and they're not out of it right now. Like,
yeah.
How about I forgot Philly? How about Philly?
Yeah, right.
Didn't see that coming.
A lot is going right there for sure. If that's what you call the rebuild, a lot of teams would be probably signing up for that. So,
but I mean, you've got a star in Carter Hart who found his game again, right? And that we were hoping that maybe that would be Campbell for us. But
even Travis Sanheim, like Sanheim was supposed to go to the St. Louis Blues for Torrey Krug, and Krug said no to that, right? So just the fact that that's maybe those trades that don't happen that work out on the other end. And Sanheim, I think, he's up there for league leaders in assists right now. So
and make no mistake about it, Torts is dynamite at coming in there and playing the underdog role, and you play with a fucking chip on your shoulder when you play for.
Did you hear his interview the other day?
No.
He is talking about he's now coached, I can't remember, X amount of hockey games, and he's talking about how he just loves being with the guys in the dressing room. He loves developing guys. He loves being on the bench. And he goes on for about 30 seconds about how he loves this about the actual practices and developing guys in the actual hockey. I just hate when I have to come out here and talk to you guys. Are we done here? Like, what a beauty.
The best.
Just a real good guy. Everything you hear is that he's actually a really good guy. Like, you got a lot of like, there's the stigma about him for sure, but actually deep down inside, he actually cares about what like the players and what they're doing away and the impact that they make away from the rink and what's going on in their lives. He's really invested into a lot of that. So I would say that's a pretty cool thing that you have that. It's you can generally see it at times. And there was a little kid that had cancer, and it was Hockey Fights Cancer Night. And not only did they do the ceremony before the game, but the little kid got to stay behind the bench during the whole first period with Torch. So I thought that.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so they typically you don't see that. It usually the kids.
Yeah, no shit.
They're gone and they're with their mom, and they're gonna get do their mom and dad.
Popcorn. Yeah,
go get some popcorn, go sit in the press box area, but. No, Torch said, no, you come stay behind the bench for the whole first period. And I thought that was a pretty nice touch by him, and says the character of a person he is too. So.
And you hear lots of, I'd say it's got to be over 75% of the guys that have played for them, rave about him. He was my favorite coach. I loved him. I like this. He was awesome. Well, and he's a hard ass.
Yeah. Michael Del Zotto was just on Spit and Chicklets, and he said that. He said he had him earlier on in his career, and they got into a lot of FU matches, and then then he got him later on in his career in Columbus, and he goes, he's like, I'm the player today because of what you did for me when I was with you in New York. And he says today he's the best coach he ever had. So, and that's a pretty cool thing for sure. All right, let's get to the here and now, and the here and now is the Edmonton Oilers. Looking to extend their winning streak to 3. The puck just dropped in San Jose at SPC Arena, and some little bit change. And Brian McLeod just scored, and so he's on fire here, and he's moved positions. He's moved to the left wing now. So where are you at here, Broads, on the Oilers and where they're at? And we all know, and Bob's talked about this on Oilers now, they are a second half team, and they got a bit of a favorable schedule in the second half again, like they did last year. But where are you at with the Oilers?
I think they're back to being the Oilers. It makes me laugh when you hear, what do they need? Oh, they need a top 6 forward because they only have 5 of them. I'm like, well, they have 5 of them. Like, that's pretty awesome.
Yes.
It's crazy to me that Stauffer says that too. He's like, they should get another top 6 winger. I'm like, you're nuts, man. Like, spend the money on the back end or trying to upgrade your goaltending. You don't need 6. Well, sure, everybody would love to have 6 top 6 forwards, but how many teams have 6 top 6 forwards? I'm going to go with none would be the answer. Maybe there's 1 or 2. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but
a lot.
They're on a lot, right? They're back to I don't know. I hope at the deadline they add an actual right side defenseman who can be that 6'4", shoots right, is mean, Jason Smith type guy, right? I hope they add another one of those and push somebody down the line, and maybe Desharnais out or whoever it happens to be for that night. I hope they just add some grit on the back end. And the other thing I really don't like about this team is the fourth line. I know they're good right now, like Gagne, Hamlin, whoever else they have. That Arnie, what's his name? Arnie or
Adam Ernie?
Yeah, Ernie.
I know he's got. I don't know. They're fourth. It's good for the regular season, but that line is gonna kill them in the playoffs. You can't have 3 guys my size and me and Clay on the ice in the fourth line. You need somebody who's 6'2", who's gonna bang bodies and at least kill 6, 8 to 8 minutes, 10 minutes a night of just checking, right? You can't have 6 5'9" guys. Or 3, sorry. 3,
I don't know. I don't buy into that. I
no.
If they can, I question whether Gagne is that type of player. But I mean, I think that Adam Ernie and Derek Ryan, I think they're built for that type of hockey.
All right.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd be okay with one of them. I just don't like the whole line.
Yeah, I get it.
I think they're good, though. I think they're back to being Skinner's back to being Skinner. He's not, and I'm not a big goaltending guy, to be honest. I think there's the elite, the top 3, 4, 5, 6 guys, whatever you want to argue about, who's the elite of the elite, and then there's everybody else. Yeah. I think the top 25 goalie that once you get, we'll say 5 guys, right? The rest of them, say 25 guys, give or take, they're all the same, give or take. I don't think there's much of a difference, and I think he's enough. He's good enough to win them a Stanley Cup. I really do believe that. Mm-hmm. Just because I think he's average. I don't think he's going to kill them.
I would put him. I know it's kind of saying because Aiden Hill just won a Stanley Cup, but why wouldn't Skinner be in the conversation of the Aiden Hills of the world, right?
And
So
I think
Yeah,
that's what Brody's
exactly.
saying, right? Like he's
yeah,
not elite, but you show me a good goalie, I'll show you show me an average good goalie, and I'll show you a great defensive system.
yeah.
The Oilers are playing better on the other side of the puck, and that.
How I've noticed. Who's noticed? Sorry to interrupt you there, Clay. Who's noticed
No, that was
Connor McDavid? Like,
yeah.
Well, when Stauffer was on with us last, Broads, I asked that question. I don't know if you listened to that interview. You put it in the group chat, and I just used it as a fan question, and more or less it was gave you the plug as the co-host was wondering where you were at with Connor McDavid's game, because that was a game where you said you thought it was his best two-way performance you've ever seen play, right? So, and Stauffer did say he's like, yeah, you do notice it a lot more, more than ever now. So I would definitely agree with that. I don't know if you want to jump in on that one there, Vandy.
No, well, to be honest, I didn't look. I wasn't really looking for it. When I watch Connor, I tend to watch the offensive side, so I don't. But there you go. That's probably how he's been brought up. Obviously, throughout his minor hockey career, if he's scoring goals, I don't really care what he does on the other side of the puck. But then I started watching it, and you can't really tell on TV, but I was wondering, is it matchups? Is he getting better matchups maybe with I don't know, but I was trying to. You can't really tell when you're on TV, but he's working harder. And
yeah, fucking right he is. You see him. You don't see him being last man back as often. You see him actually stripping guys of pucks on the back check numerous times in a game, as opposed to once or twice, and you see him finishing checks. You see him on the right side of pucks in his own end.
Mm-hmm.
And that's only going to make him better, for one, because he's going to have the puck more because he's not going to be chasing it. And two, if you're on the bench and now you're going, oh my God, look at McDavid on the back check here. Look at this. I better make sure I'm back checking every single time, right? It's going to go throughout the lineup. Draisaitl's going to do it more. Everybody, they have to, right?
They have no choice.
The best player in the world is doing it every time. You best be doing it too.
And maybe it took starting out the way they did for him to go, fuck, okay, McKinnon was right. All these guys that he trains with in the offseason, Crosby, they were right. You got to take care of your own end, and the offense will take care of itself.
Yeah. It's crazy that it took this long. It's insane to me that it took this many years, but it's pretty normal. It's not like he's taken longer than most guys.
Just said it. I said it earlier. He's been like for 20 some years, 18 years, whatever it is. If he's getting 5 points a night, are you really that, as a coach, are you really that worried about his defensive?
Yeah. I asked a coach that I admire a lot about that, and I said, why does it take guys from the age of 18 that are awesome to 27, 26, 28 to figure out that you have to play a certain way in the NHL to be successful? Mm-hmm. He said, well, two reasons. One is growing up exactly that. He's getting 5 points in every league he's ever played in. The coach isn't that upset. But he goes, the other angle is when they're growing up, they've never had to do that because they have the puck the whole goddamn game.
Yeah.
Every time we're on the ice, I'm like, I never even thought of that. He goes, why would they have to? They literally have the puck the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I guess. Yeah. And you think of like good kids that you watch now, how much they have the puck. But imagine how much McDavid would have a puck, or McKinnon or Crosby would have the puck when they were that age.
Yeah.
I never thought of that angle, but it's obviously rings true.
No doubt.
Definitely rings true for sure. What do you do with Jack Campbell, guys? Where are you guys at with that? Obviously, Rodriguez, he's 3-0-1 in his last 4 starts. Stauffer put out the stats on Twitter. He's lights out. So obviously Jack Campbell is now wearing a ball cap in the American Hockey League. I think the writing's on the wall. That contract will get bought out, but so I guess in that terms, that might answer the question. But the other part of the question would be, what are you doing to find another goaltender? Do you think Campbell can refine his game and be with this team in the playoffs? Or are we looking at another goaltender helping the Oilers out here? Rhodes, throw to you first.
Oh, I hope he does find his game, because he does seem like a good human, but I don't think he's finding it. I think he's toast. I think he's done. And they'll buy him out, or he'll have a nagging injury that'll need surgery and that'll end his career or something like that, and they'll find a way to buy him out or get him off the cap nicely somehow. LTIR, long-term LTIR. And as far as another goalie, I'm not I'm not buying it. I'm not spending much money on that unless it's somebody cheap.
Yeah.
Because once they're going to make the playoffs, I think, because they're a second half team. They've got a better schedule. They're still a good hockey team. Once you make the playoffs, they ain't playing the backup. And if you are playing the backup, you're in a terrible position, unless he gets hurt, obviously. But if you have to pull the starting goaltender, you're screwed no matter what, my opinion. So I would rather them spend some money on the back end and try to get a big upgrade on that right side, or get some big bodies on the fourth line, or somebody with experience, get a Corey Perry somehow.
Yeah.
Guys like that, I'd rather spend the money there than on a goalie. How about you, Clay?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me Corey Perry 8 days of the week. If we can get him. Yeah, I mean, it's too bad. Like it's really, but you see these stories all the time, especially with goaltenders. There's only 2 to a team, and you gotta prove yourself every game. And obviously,
on it right now, right in Toronto. So we'll see if he can redeem himself, because at least have a back-to-back Friday, Saturday. So we'll see if he's able to get in there. But at least as the Oilers have a really good goaltender in the American Hockey League, the Leafs have one too. So
how old's Rodriguez?
I think he's 22, I believe.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, Clay. Sorry.
No, I mean, basically, just to reiterate what you were saying, is it's like you cheer for the guys like Jack Campbell, and you want him to have success, and then when it doesn't happen, you feel bad for him. But that's the shitty part of the game.
Yeah,
there's only 2 of you per team, and if you're not producing, and I that speaks to every level of hockey.
100%.
If you're putting your parents out there, if you're putting your kid and he wants to be a goalie, just know that most teams have 2 goalies, and the higher levels you get, it's the guys that are going that the coach is going to go with. And that's, it's funny, but
right?
a lot of parents don't understand that. They think their kids at high levels should play every, game and this, that, the other thing. But no, that's not the case.
Yeah. And then we'll move over to what happens with Philip Broberg, obviously back in the minors now. Somewhat asked for a trade. Ken Holland wouldn't really confirm that. He said they're working with him, but the agent, Darren Ferris, who is a very outspoken agent, and he's very opinionated at times, not as like Alan Walsh, but Darren Ferris, once he's kind of stick to his guns, he is. And is this a player that you can still find a way with the Oilers roster going forward, Vandy, or is this a guy that
no, there's nothing about Philip Broberg that drives me like, oh God, this guy's need more. No, there's nothing about, he is not, for me, he's not my type of defenseman. He brings nothing of value to what the Oilers need. And I don't know, I'm not
going to get better.
Well, then leave him in the minors. Let's leave him there. Let him, he ain't going to get buried. Yeah. If anything, he's going to develop. And if you got a good development system in the minors on the D side, then what's the rush in getting him up here? Because right now he doesn't do fuck all.
Yeah, you're right. What does he do well, right? He skates well.
Skates well. That's probably about.
And a big body, but he doesn't.
Yeah, he is big. He's not physical.
No.
Does he make a good first pass?
Maybe.
Not really. No.
Yeah, it's not.
The fact that you guys didn't answer it means the answer is no.
Yeah.
Could he be? I don't know.
He does nothing.
Did you ever watch him go, wow, good shift, Broberg? Ever?
Yeah, right? I don't know.
But it's weird for a guy that can skate good, still does get beat wide quite often at times. Like his gap control is a bit concerning in that.
Then put him as your fucking 12th forward.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's your size, Brody. We don't need to go.
You got Gleason up, who's just collecting an NHL paycheck right now, and he's a career, 7th defenseman. So I'm sure his bank account is loving that. But
loving it.
Yeah. So I think it is. It's $5,500 a day compared to $500 a day. So,
but listen,
that works.
He's an NHL vet, and he can play.
He can.
He's not going to be a top six or whatever. But
I watched him a bit last few years with the Texas Stars. He was D partners with Petrovic there, so I watched him a little bit when I was watching some AHL games, and he actually can make a better first pass than Broberg can. It's the opposite. It's the foot speed that lacks him, but other than that, he's somewhat of a good defenseman. So in a pinch, if something happens, they could get him in, and it is nice to see. With one of the things I don't know if it's talked about enough is when the new coach comes in, sometimes maybe the favorites that were part of the old coach somewhat fall to the wayside. And you haven't seen that here with Knobloch come in. Like, the Hamlins are playing in the Holloway's hurt, but the Desharnais and stuff like that. The guys that the previous coaching regime really liked are still getting a fair shot. And it's reason why, because these guys probably can play. It's not that they're, being casted in a way that they couldn't perform. They can't perform. I think actually Desharnais' game has gotten a little bit better with the new coach, and I think that has a lot to do with obviously Paul Coffey there. And the record is 10-3 in their last 13 games, and I do believe they're on the right side of trending better here. They are 7 points out of a playoff spot, so they do have some back-to-backs coming up. I think they got 8 of them. They have more back-to-backs in the second half of the season than any other team because they didn't have a lot or hardly any at the start of the season. So it'll be interesting there. The other question I have for you guys, there's been some rumors. I haven't really heard them besides just going out to stores, running into some people during the Christmas break here to do some last bit of Christmas shopping, and some people that have recognized me with a podcast hoodie or just friends I've run into. And as I'm watching this, Evander Kane is playing on a third line / maybe fourth line with Janmark and Derek Ryan. And the conversation that I was with some friends, and I'll throw to you first on this one, closer. Do you think Kane is upset obviously by this? And you think is it look like he's that there's ways that he can get out of this and get up in the higher lineup? Like where are you at with his game right now?
I'm not buying all the hate on him.
Okay.
He is what he is, and he's the least of your worries. Come playoff time, you know what you're going to get, and he's going to be one of the best forwards on the ice every single game. I couldn't care less if he's on the second line today, third line, fourth line. I know that when he matters, or when the games matter, he will be there and he will be excellent. So I couldn't care less. It's ups and downs. He should be pissed that he's on the third, fourth line, right? That's good. That'll motivate him. He'll end up on the second line. That's just what he is, right? He's going to go 10 games and get 8 goals, and he's going to go 10 games and get 1 goal.
Yeah.
That's Evander Kane. He is what he is, and he's an excellent hockey player who happens to be not playing up to 100% of his capacity, but come playoff time, we're going to love him, and I can't wait to watch him in the playoffs because he's awesome.
Vandy, where are you at with Evander Kane season to date, and the fact that he's on this line with you could say probably a fourth line?
If you ask my betting pocket, I'm gonna say no because I anytime goal score him every fucking game. And anyway, whatever. That's funny talking about Kane and down. No, I'm agreeing with Brody. I mean,
people got agreeing tonight on the pod.
Well, I know there's
Christmas, man. It's Christmas.
No, I disagree that we need size on our fourth line, but no, I look. You gotta find a way to make stuff happen. I think that's what Evander does. I think he's comfortable where he's at. I don't want to, speak for the guy or anything, but I don't think he wants out. I don't think the Oil want to get rid of him because just of what Brody said. I think you're going if you're going to make a playoff run and then get into the playoffs, you need guys like that where they're meat and potatoes and they'll do whatever it takes to win a hockey game. Is he not scoring at the pace that I thought? Probably not, but he is streaky. He will go, like Brody said, 10 games, 8 out of 10, and then he'll score, go droughtless, goalless for 15.
Yeah.
And he's still scoring. It's not like he's not scoring.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's still getting his points and whatnot. So, no, I don't. The coach is making a decision to he's riding a hot hand with McLeod and Fogle playing together and then put him between Leon tonight. And
yeah.
And, you still got to find a space for, you always hope when you make up lines that you're like, honestly, it's like pixie dust. You just, maybe if I put him with him, maybe that'll work. But Yeah, it is. He's.
What do you think, Bosco?
I think like the one of the things was just the way he reacted when he scored that goal the other night, because he hadn't scored in a while, so it didn't seem like it was the best reaction, and it was kind of directed towards the bench. But and he's kind of had it a few spurts this year, but that was with the coach that was here.
There's nothing there.
So I'm trying to leave.
Listen, here's what Evander Kane is like, your prototypical star goal scorer player. He's like, the fucking regular season doesn't matter. Yeah. We're gonna get into the playoffs. And come playoffs, I'm gonna beat the piss out of anybody and do whatever it takes.
60 points for a guy that's making what he's making is still pretty good. So that
very good.
Could still be on that pace. But yeah, obviously I think they have bigger concerns to worry about in that aspect, but and it is the third line. So I'll correct myself. It's not the fourth line. So they got Connor Brown and Hamlin on
no, you said third, could be the fourth line.
Could be, yes, I guess. Yeah, so it could be. But as I'm looking at it now, it looks like Ernie and Hamlin and Connor Brown. And Connor Brown's back in the lineup after being a healthy scratch. So that's kind of good to see. But definitely surprised Connor Brown only has 1 point. But that is a tough contract. And as Vandy said in the group chat, that was what, $3.5 million, way too much. So
3.4999.
Yeah, not way too much.
But then, go ahead, bro. Before Washington, when he blew his knee out, how was he as a player the season before that?
He was really good in Ottawa before. So he was.
What's really good?
I would say he was at where he was at with Toronto, and same with Ottawa, where he was like a 20-20 guy. Like he was a 20 goal, 20 assist kind of guy.
Good.
All that was there.
It's gonna take time.
And I said it to Stauffer at the start of the year before this regular season started on this pod with him. I said, I think you got to give him 3 months. Unfortunately, I think you got to give him 3 months. Did I think in 3 months he'd only have 1 assist? No, I thought for sure he'd at least have more than that on the points wise. But the way his contract worked out, it was easy to put the bonuses in, but the bonuses that'll carry over to next year, so that might hurt. But the cap's going up, but kind of the money they're using for the cap is going to be used in that light. The cap where the cap goes up next year will be the Connor Brown money, because they'll carry it over to next year. So in a ways, yeah, you're hoping you would have saw him a little bit more, but unfortunately, that's just kind of how things have went. And
does he look slower than?
He looks a bit slower. Like I've been at a few games in person and seen, and that's where I would easy to use the dictate of where I would say worth his foot speed is being in person and in the arena. I still like it on TV and stuff like that. But my trajectory on it would just be he looks like he's battling a little bit harder. And it's not like he's ever been a bad skater. Like he was a really good skater. But the biggest thing was obviously when him and Hyman were in Toronto, it was, Hyman was Hyman, and then Brown was the next one. And they always say Connor Brown is Hyman like. So, just maybe the less offense, and Hyman just scored again. So he's definitely continuing his pace to score over 50 goals for his career. And I don't think that contract gets talked about enough. And
it's so good.
Obviously,
I don't think it gets talked about enough how Toronto gave up on him.
I don't know if they gave up on him.
Well, whatever, gave up on him.
Well, like I was, I took a lot. Chris Johnson.
What's the deal there? I don't remember.
Well, Chris Johnson put it on Twitter the other day and said he's on pace for 52 goals, and I put a comment underneath because I knew Kyle Dubas. I don't know Kyle Dubas, but Kyle Dubas ended up. He just, the way it was always worded is if there was no COVID. Even the Toronto media the other night too, because they had Chris Johnson. So last week they were doing a hit with Chris Johnson on Overdrive, and they go, if there's no COVID, Zach Hyman is dressing in Ottawa tonight for the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Ottawa Senators. And that probably would be true because the cap would have went up. But I think what it was just a term. From what I understand, they didn't want to give him the 7-8 years terms, and that's what he wanted. The cap was the cap, so they agreed on the number of what he was going to get on AAV side. It's just the Leafs didn't think his body was going to hold up over 7-8 year kind of term. So then they just mutually parted ways, and the Oilers pounced on it, and it's been probably one of the best signings. Like Ken Holland's had some pretty good ones. We'll have to admit with that. There's some ones that
Leon's a pretty good signing too.
Well, that was
Which one, sorry?
Chiarelli, yeah. But
Leon's a pretty good contract.
We'll see what happens with the Leon next contract for sure.
Correct.
But, where you want to dictate that, but again, that won't be Ken Holland making that contract. So
I got a question for you guys on Hyman.
Yep.
Have you ever watched an Oilers game and said, "Holy shit, Hyman was terrible tonight"? Ever?
Because he never had it. I never seen it in Toronto, and I've never seen it. And one of the series in Toronto when they played Boston, one of the ones that obviously it was twice Kadri took himself out, but I think it was like game 1 or game 2. Zach Hyman tore his ACL and still played, and that series went 7. So that just kind of just says the light of the player that he is, and I think he's unreal in every aspect of the game. And to be honest, 3-0. Yeah, I would not be surprised if he's on a Team Canada. Because look at the love that we were giving Brad Marchand for so many years leading up to his time getting on Team Canada. I could say you could probably put the argument that he is this version of this new era of the kind of the where when and now it's because he probably would have been on Team Canada before if there was an Olympics before, I think. But the reason why I think Marchand took that trajectory in his career with all the accolades from the antics of suspensions, when he got recognized to be on Team Canada, and a lot of people more notice it. Now I think people are more noticing the Hyman side of things. I don't think anyone never questioned the worth ethic and the skill that he had. Maybe they didn't think he was a 52 goal scorer, and that's what he's on pace for. But every night is what you just said. He's never taken the night off, and I think that's the most thing, right? So,
what else is incredible about him on the power play? When it goes on the weak side, I swear to God, they have a play where he is standing. He's goal line guy, obviously. Yeah. He stands right beside the post. And I feel like they just shoot it at him. Like they miss the net on purpose, trying to hit him, and he just bangs it in. I'm like, it's insane.
He just stands there, right?
He stands right in the post, and they shoot it at him.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to be a plan for sure on that. But so Willie Stauffer predicted this game to go out too. It is this goaltender Condra is his first NHL start too for the San Jose Sharks. So they're
here you go.
They're hurting.
Here's McDavid and Draisaitl. Go.
Yeah,
I need a power play point for Draisaitl.
There you go. All right, let's finish up on some Leaf talk here. Obviously, Brody, you put it in the chat. And I agree. The stats don't lie. Obviously, Megan, I think it's Megan Chaika. She put it on her StatLeet page there that they're not in the same realm as they were last year with defending and their offense from their defensive. As they get Mark Giordano back tomorrow after a 12-game absence. So he is the oldest player in the NHL. So how much will help? Obviously, he's still a pretty good player, but Mark Giordano isn't the same Mark Giordano that won a Norris Trophy a couple of years ago to now, but still a veteran in the lineup over a guy like William Lagesson, and Lagesson got into a fight last game. So, definitely concerning. And I think the biggest concerning is that, they did kind of pay, not a huge amount. It's only a 1-year contract for Samsonov, but not getting the performance out of him. You're not going to get Joseph Wall back for another 6 weeks. You have your third string goaltender and Martin Jones, who had a lot of wins last year, but didn't have the greatest save percentage and goals against because Seattle had scored a lot of goals last year. So they scored other problems. So when or if the Martin Jones comes down to light here, where he did somewhat play a good game last game, but did let one bad goal in, how sustainable is this going forward for their defense goalie situation in Toronto? Alex,
they're screwed, buddy. I'm sorry to tell you, unless they get I'm serious, unless they get at least 2 top 4 defensemen and an answer in net. What that answer is, I don't know.
Yeah,
they're not going anywhere.
You believe in Joseph Wall, knowing he is a rookie? Like, did you like what you saw before the injury in him? And
whatever, he's okay, right? He's like, he could be like Skinner, sure. Right? He'll be fine, right? He'll be an average NHL defenseman, or sorry, and that he'll fit the bill, right? He'll be fine in the playoffs. Hopefully, you don't know, but I think he'll be okay. I believe in the top 5 goalies and then everybody else. I don't think he's at that bottom kind of 2-3. I think
He's in the middle
he's
pack.
fine, right? He's in a mix. He won't cost them anything, but if they don't fix that back end, they have no hope. Zero hope. They just can't do it.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Yeah.
You got to feel that way too, Bosco. You're a fan.
Like the biggest thing is like Stauffer again. You know, he was doing his hit with Ron.
Guys, will keep it down, please?
He was doing his hit with Ron McLean the other day and or today. So, and the topic is that the Oilers' top 2 guys performed over better than the Leafs' top 2 guys. And that was a debate Stoff and I got on the last episode he did with us. And so he kind of brought that up and brought our podcast up in that light because obviously I'm a Leaf fan, but again, if they don't do it this year, then at some point, you know, that's where, you know, a new GM in Brad Treliving will have something to do, and he'll have to trade. Obviously, Nylander's he's got no contract, so that would be a top 4 guy, the core 4 that might just be gone. But they got to do something for sure. You know, top 4 defensemen aren't kicking around the NHL a lot, but I know they really want Chris Tanev out of Calgary.
That would be a great pickup.
I'd love
the Oilers to get him too.
Yeah, so that would be a move that see they tried to get Zadorov and Tanev and it just fell through. So, if somehow Tree can get Tanev, that will help out some of their issues for sure. And then we'll see where they're at. But at the end of the day, too, I guess you can agree that they're only going to go as far as Matthews and Marner take them. Nylander's always performed in the playoffs. Tavares when healthy, besides the one time against Montreal where he just a freak injury. Other than that, Tavares has performed in the playoffs too. So it's Marner and Matthews who need to kind of step up. Vandy, your kind of thoughts where the Leafs are at, and
Draisaitl just scored, Vandy.
There you go.
No, but they need a power play goal.
Oh, right, power play. Sorry.
Leafs. Yeah, the Leafs are fine. I think you know they're the Edmonton of the East, right? Mm-hmm. We need back end help. They need, but their core group, you know, Riley included.
He's had a great year, Riley.
They'll be brother. Fine, my twin. Yeah, they'll be fine. Every team needs to add puzzles, but if they're, you know, core guys, the core 4 that they talk about, if they can figure out how to play in the playoffs, and not that they didn't play bad, mm-hmm. but if they can figure it out and learn to play on the other side of the puck, then they're going to be fine.
Yeah,
they don't need. They can win with the D core they currently have.
I can't say that I really know. I mean, can we win with our D core?
No,
it's not. Both teams probably not. I think that's
But if you play as a collective 5-man unit and you start playing like that, I know it's cliche, but yeah, you can win in this league with mediocre to average to, you know, above average defensemen, 1 or 2 of them. I think you can.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
That for sure. So.
You just got to get there, and then they got to figure it out. And I know that's just easy. That's what us coaches say. Just figure it out, guys.
Yeah.
But like they got to learn to, you know, play as a 5-man unit, and you got to play that hard on pucks and mm-hmm. get after a mentality.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
Yep, we'll be. They'll figure it out. All right. Anything you guys want to plug before we're out?
Yeah, the fucking World Juniors. Why are we not talking about that?
Oh,
even though I wish Russia was in it.
Yes.
I told my mom, like, I ain't watching it, and then I started reading about Macklin Celebrini.
Yeah,
motherfucker, this kid's good.
He's so good.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah,
he looks like he should be wearing a visor right now. Remember Bedard and Crosby and even McDavid to an extent, they just looked smaller than everybody else. Yeah. And then you get like this Mac, he's like fucking 6'2".
Yeah.
I think he had 5 points, right?
Oh. Yeah. Well, I mean, it was against Latvia.
6'7".
Hey?
How about the D-man? He's 6'7".
Yeah, they got some really good players there for sure. It's going to be a good one. Obviously, tomorrow against Sweden will be a good one. I'm surprised Sweden took the later game today to play the early back-to-back tomorrow, and they're the host team. So I was a bit surprised in that, but we'll see what they.
I heard that too. Where the host team, can pick the schedule.
Yeah. Mike Johnson.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. The host team can pick the schedule and why Sweden took the Thursday game, which whatever, maybe.
Was there a theory on it or what?
He didn't have a theory. He was still questioning why they did it.
Yeah, he was questioning why they did it. Because most teams like Canada probably wouldn't have played tomorrow and then Friday, right? But that is what it is.
Yeah.
No, but USA's got a fucking good team too.
They're a wagon.
They're gonna roll right through their group and as see fit. They got some.
And Russia should be in it because there's 3 or 4 Russians that I've been reading about that are fucking like deadly.
Well, I just think I'm it's kind of getting tiring here with the kids getting punished for what's happening in there. Like even to the point of, we're gonna have like a 4 Nations Cup, and it's we'll have
who the fuck's gonna watch that? Like really?
Yeah. Well, it's not really. It's not what the players really want because they want Russia to be there, right? So no, I understand the climate is against like we don't dictate what happens with war wise, but the unfortunate part is on that. It's a battle you're never going to win in that aspect, but the kids that played in these tournaments, they should be able to play, but it doesn't look like anytime soon Russia will be involved in any of these games, any which way, shape or form. But I
always loved watching Canada Russia. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Who the hell's going to watch Canada, Sweden, Finland? Yeah. Well, even like if they go to that 4, they were talking about that 4 thing. Like, I don't want to watch Finland versus USA.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah. That sounds like it's happening, though. But,
well, have fun with that.
No, exactly.
I hope it loses a fuck ton of money.
Wow. No, because then maybe they'll cancel the whole thing altogether.
Yeah. Yeah, it's up to the players. I don't know. There's still obviously conversation about the arena in Italy not being built yet for the Olympics. So, this is the 4 Nation Cup is more of a knockoff of what the World Cup would be, right? So is kind of how they're looking at it for next year. But because this will be our last kick of the can, probably to see Crosby. We haven't even seen Crosby and McDavid play together, but it would be the only time we ever get to see it. So hopefully we get to see it.
I know, that'd be awesome. How about a whole line? Yeah. Crosby, McKinnon, and McDavid is one line. That'd be nuts. Or Bedard.
Yeah.
McKinnon and McDavid.
Bernard is unreal right now. Just that last night, and it's he's.
I love Bedard. I love Zegras.
I guess we
come back from Christmas break.
Yeah,
and every kid's gonna be trying. And that can we argue? Those are not Michigan goals, guys.
No.
A true Michigan goal is picking that and scooping it. Yeah. That all you're doing is getting the stick on your blade, and you're finding another way to score, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But now I'm gonna have every kid at practice. On January 6th, going around the net, and I can see it already at the ODR with my little guy. He's trying to go around the net and scoop them.
Yeah. Hey, your guys, I went once. I brought my kids once to that Millwoods ODR, and it was unbelievable. I don't know where it was, but it was fantastic.
Kaninsky is good, and then Michael's Park.
That's where we grew up. That's where we grew up as playing kids.
No, this is a newer one. It was probably 5 to 10 minute drive from Rupper's old house.
Okay.
It was blue. It was newer. It was in a field. It was awesome. You kind of go in the parking lot and it's kind of above you. Man, it was really nice. And it had a big building for going inside and warming up. It was good. Really good. I don't know where that is, but
that's Kaninsky.
It was awesome.
Yeah, that's Kaninsky.
Yeah.
They upgraded it. Yeah.
There's like a little rink on the right side on the side of it.
I don't remember that. I just remember the main rink was really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah, because Dulio does a good job taking care of that ice. He's been
running
that. Listen, my brother used to run that ice with them too.
So. Buddy, Dulio used to run Satu when I was a kid.
Yeah,
he's home rink.
He's still kicking it, man. So.
And the guy hasn't aged. He's this Italian goalie. He used to come out and he would come out in his gear and we'd shoot on him. It was incredible.
Awesome. And he's got that ice. The ice was great too.
Well, he's the best at it. He's my brother learned it. My brother, it was awesome.
Who's the guy that does the NHL? Dan. He's from Bonnyville.
Oh, Dan Craig. Yeah,
Craig. He's like the Dan Craig about the rinks.
He is. Yeah, he is the Dan Craig about the rinks. So he definitely has the best ice ever, and he's really stickler to it. So I remember one year it wasn't fully really good for all of us to play. So he didn't like how the other end of the ice was. So he only let us play for like a little, like half ice. He's like, until he built up the other ice better, he just didn't like it. And when there was ruts in it, he's like, no. So he's there all like late at night fixing things and all that.
That would be the north. I bet you it was the north side of the rink because the sun hit it all day from the south.
It is
melted it or a little bit lower or whatever it was.
Yeah, so I remember, him and my brother worked together for a long time there, and because we just lived down the road. That's where our house was, just down the road.
That's awesome. We had a guy here. I have a rink probably 15 houses from me. We had a guy that worked it. He was a retired guy, and my kids would be down there for hours at a time, and he was, I don't know, I'm going to say 55, 60. He had grandkids, so, and he'd put the kids to work. And they'd come every few hours. They'd go down there and, hey, do you guys need a snack or anything? He'd be like, no. He fed them, right? So if you were a good kid and you helped shovel snow or you helped put away garbage or whatever you had to do, he brought you food. And he'd make sure he'd text me, yeah, kids are all good. Boom, send. I'm like, awesome. Wow, that's incredible, man. Like, and he was amazing human, in it for the right reasons, and just it was awesome. And now he's gone. They moved him somewhere else, which is too bad. But you need that. You're talking about a memory. How many years? 30 years ago, right?
That was
growing up there, right? And my kids will be the same way. Even I'll be 80, I'll be thinking of that guy. Like, you need guys that got the ODR. Lots of great memories and a safe place for kids to go and have.
I would be your rink guy. I would be that guy. I want to be that guy.
Fucking right. And he'd be same thing. He'd be like, I don't like how's the ice? I don't like this corner. It's only 1/16 of a whatever the hell they're even talking about.
That's what he did. He was like, you can't go over there. He would move the net up further, and like
he wouldn't like it.
Didn't want you touching that ice over there until.
And it was.
We went there last year.
The reason I say that about the south side because there's this rink. It was always the north side because of the south sun.
Yeah,
it was always that ice that he was always complaining about was on the north side of the rink.
Yeah, he's a beauty for sure. All right. Well, let's finish up on that. A big hit tonight.
That is a big hit.
Oski got hurt. There might be a suspension there.
2 minutes for hitting hard.
Yes, exactly.
5-game suspension.
Yeah,
that's the new NHL, the new world we live in too.
Jack,
how about that? Play. How's any big hit in kids hockey now is hit to the head 4 minutes.
So listen to this.
You're done.
Jace referees, and he got called out by his lead guy or the guy that watches him in the stands. And yes, parents, these referees are controlled. So there's no more elbowing penalty.
What do you mean?
You can't call an elbowing penalty. It's a hit to the head.
Wow. What if I elbow you in the chest?
Well, no, I don't think that would have been a penalty back in the day.
That's true.
Everything is hit to the head penalty. And any big hit, oh my god, like
it's a big penalty.
If
it's perfectly clean, the kid's head down, you hit him in the head, you're done.
Here's my take on that. Let's take out hitting or starting hitting at U15. Let's start hitting at U9.
Yes.
Start hitting at U9.
Biz talked about that on TNT Hockey the other week.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's like they should, because he's like they pretty much all the guys that have been on these podcasts lately, like even Pat Maroon was on the Stripes and Snipes podcast with Peelsy and JR. He just said we're just the NHL is the no hit league. So, and pretty much what you're just probably going to say, and you just said, is Biz was like, you got to start hitting at 9 years old to get.
Well, here's the thing: in lacrosse, you learn how to hit at a young age, 5, right? But here's what it also does: is it allows you, the kids learn how to roll off hits, how to angle, how to they learn how to hit the right way, and then not only that, but they learn how to receive a hit.
Yeah, which is huge.
Like, because here's what you got: a majority of the kids, most of the kids, like elite level, but a majority of the kids playing hockey now, and I've seen this at U18, have only been hitting for 2 years, and most of them play, and at the community house level, right? And that is like not as structured as club hockey or academy hockey or whatever. There's a lot more variety and skill. That I'm not saying at U18 or that, but house level there's a variety of skill. So if these kids learned how to hit, you wouldn't have these dangerous. And there were some dangerous hits in Jace's league. There were some dangerous hits in U15 house. Now, what that does is now these kids aren't scared when they get to midget. They've only been hitting for 2 years and now they got to go, because at house, a 15-year-old, and it's no different than club or anything, but a 15-year-old can play a midget. A 15-year-old can play against a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Well, some of these 17-year-olds are like men. They're 6'2", 200 pounds. So physically and just, physics in general, you're going to lose that battle 100%. But if they learned how to take that hit and not only been hitting for 2 years where they're still trying to figure out, how to blow somebody up, and then now they're getting blown up. If you can if we can get these kids hitting at, 7, 8, 9, and I don't mean open ice hits, but angling and allowing that shoulder contact to go, it would help so much.
Well, that's the one thing I love about,
that would bring concussions down 100%.
100% it would. That's one thing that was really good about the HSL is they brought it in a year early, and there was no open ice hitting. It was just along the wall, and it was no north-south, so you couldn't blow anybody up. So it basically taught you how to, as a hitter, to angle somebody properly.
Yeah,
and it taught them, you look up the definition of body checking, it's to separate man from puck. That's basically what it taught you how to do.
Right.
And as the receiver, it taught you not to stand in a certain spot, or how to not go to a certain area, or if you're going there, how to put yourself in a spot where you're not going to die. And you're younger, right?
Exactly.
And it's fabulous. I think it was really good. I think they should always do that. Just have an angling. You should be allowed to angle guys off, go through the hands, pick the puck up, separate man from puck, take the puck, move on.
And if your shoulders rub, oh well, they rub.
Yeah, exactly.
But if there's force, then okay, you call penalty at the young age.
Yeah.
But the whole point is even too is that I think, like you said earlier, is just lessening the fact of you could have possible concussions. So it was big time.
Well, I'm telling you, Jace plays in a 4-1 rule, where if you're not paying a 4-1, so 1/1000, 2/1000, 3. If you're not paying attention and moving your feet, just because of the variety of skill against the teams, you've got speed guys, whereas club hockey they're all pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At house, I find there are guys that are just out there just to kill people, and they'll take that 2-minute, 4-minute, 5-minute penalty. And so what I'm trying to teach some of the younger kids on the team, and the older guys on the team are helping as well, is you can't admire your pass. You have 4 seconds after you make that pass. You can't stand there and look at it because you're gonna get hit.
That was a good pass.
Yeah.
Right. So at the higher levels, that's gonna get called every day, all day. And at this level, it tends to get not missed, but it's not as hammered down. I don't want to get on the refs or anything, but it's not called all that often.
Oh, wow.
And it's you guys got to pay attention, man. You got to keep your fucking feet moving.
Yeah.
Just move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, that was a nice pass. Hey, coach, how about that one?
And then credit to my kid, I had to put him on defense because we got a bunch of injuries. So I put Jace on defense. He hasn't played in 2 years, and he plays and he does that exact same. Makes a breakup pass. It was a nice pass. Makes it, and even I was admiring it. And then I hear this. I look in the corner. He's coming to the bench. He's shaking his head. I'm like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." I said, "I told you, don't admire."
All right.
That's awesome.
You know who can hit in the NHL is a really sneaky, undersized defenseman, and he's a good D partner. And another with Adam Fox is Ryan Lindgren with the Rangers. He can hit, so he got hit the other day pretty hard. But
yeah, he got popped. But
yeah,
I heard that.
Uyghur popped him pretty good, Mackenzie Uyghur. But
I heard he likes to lay out the body.
He loves, yeah. His brother's obviously Charlie Lindgren, the goaltender with the Washington Capitals. But yeah, Ryan Lindgren, he's a little feisty kind of guy. He can, definitely throw a good body check. So
and hey, make no mistake, him and Trouba are setting other forwards up. Like they're like bring him into my lane.
And they're on different pairs too, so it's funny. But all right,
you know what, guys? You're talking about the no hit league. It's not just that. I'll follow when Turner was in Wenatchee. They'll have on their Instagram page a hit of the game, and it's
not even
honestly, it's an angle. The guy just angles, takes the puck. I'm like, that's all you got. And I watched him in the AJ this year. My buddy is coming. He was a big kind of a bruiser. Never played that level or anything, but he'll come. He's come and watch 4 or 5 games. He's like, I can't believe the lack of physicality. He's like, there's almost no hitting. I'm like, yeah, it's look how fast it is. Everybody's skating so bloody fast. There's not.
That's the other fucking thing.
There's no time to smoke. Like literally nobody gets smoked anymore.
No,
nobody. Doesn't happen.
No.
Yeah.
James is too fast, and everybody's good.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can't afford to make that hit because it takes you out of the play and you're done.
You're done. And that game, it's going that way right now. You don't have time to do that.
100%.
It's crazy. But I thought it was funny. I had a few guys, hey, what was the hockey like in the dub? I'm like, well, it's the lack of physicality is nuts. And I'll send them a clip of the Wenatchee, their Twitter or their Twitter or Instagram page. Yeah. Like, here's the hit of the game. This was the most physical hit of the game, and it's literally just a rub out.
Angle.
Cracks me up. There are big hits, obviously, but they're far few and in between, right? They're not. Yeah. It's not very often.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, happy New Year to everyone. Yeah, this will be our last episode of 2023, and we will look forward to some new goals in 2024 and building some new relationships with some players in the NHL and other parts of the world. And Closer, do you have any final comments to sign off with here as we end 2023?
What do I have? I'm going to be 47 friggin' years old, January 7th.
Don't look it. You don't look it.
I'm getting the white hair doesn't give it away at all. I'm getting to an age now where my give a fuck level is about 0. If you're an asshole, I'm going to call you out on it.
Yeah.
And I'm running out of years of having kids, right? Them at home. I got my 17-year-old who's gone. My 14-year-old, I don't know, I'm down to 3-4 years till he's gone. So to guys out there that have their kids in minor hockey, just enjoy it, because I'm already seeing the end. I'm seeing the finish line. Clay, you're probably the same, seeing men's league's just around the corner, right? It's getting closer and closer by the day. So enjoy every minute watching your kids and just try to enjoy it, not worry about little Johnny's on the power play. Coach doesn't like him, this, that, the other. Just think all the cool experiences you've had over the years, all the cool, neat places you got to go, all the cool tournaments, all the fun experiences, and enjoy it in 2024, because it's going to end, and it's going to end. You're going to look back and, God, I missed that. So that's what I'm actually starting to realize, that just this year alone, I've noticed that a lot. In 2023 and 24 is going to be the same, even more. So enjoy that.
Andy?
You can't top that.
Yeah.
I will say pickleball is a love me, hate me sport. And I'm sore because of it yesterday. So I hate the game, but I love the game.
Doubles or singles?
Doubles, buddy. There's no way I could play singles.
Is that what the Dirty Bird guy?
Yeah, like Robbie, he rents out courts.
Yeah.
I'm looking to play a lot more next year. I want to get better, but fuck, I hate it. It's such a humbling sport.
And I find it weird. I grew up playing tennis. You can't, I'm just gonna rip it by you. That's not even a thing.
Listen, it's one of it's any racket sport I suck at, and it's one of those, all those racket sports I watch on TV. I'm like, fuck, I could do that. like no problem. Like tennis, I can hit a ball where it barely clears the net and just drops in. And no, I get out there, I smack it into I'm like interrupting other people's games.
Rupper's pretty good.
Yeah, Rupp is pretty good.
He's a good player.
Yeah. Like there are some good players that play with it. Anyway, I know 2024. I just hope everybody has a good year and positive, and I hope the Raiders take the
God, I hope so.
AAA, and I hope my boys' teams win cities and go from there.
Fun for
nice.
sure.
How about you, Bosco?
Yeah. Just more of a try to be more. I don't know, to not get emotional, but yeah, I'm looking to try to have a better year.
Good.
I've had some ups and downs, and I'm happy we're back doing these. It's weird. It's been a while since we've done them, and hopefully we can do
too long, man.
Yeah. So
like what the fuck?
Yeah. Hopefully we can do more. It's on me, so I'll wear that. I got occupied with some other things in my life, but yeah, I'm just look forward to kind of getting back to what makes me happier and finding my happy place, and that's sit in front of this microphone with you guys and Rupper and and our amazing guest list that we have, and just look forward to that. And then yeah, just try to learn, be better. Gonna dive a little bit more deeper into my religion or faith with God. So I just had some good conversations with my mentor, my pastor. So I definitely have some things I got to heal on, and so look forward to that. And then just some more family time, and then this opportunity with the Flames, and see if maybe that's a potential to move there. So we'll see how that is. Like, it's a pretty grateful moment that I never thought it would be to come when we started this like 5 years ago, more or less 3 years ago. The podcast really took off when all of us kind of just got together, and we haven't really stopped since. So just try to do that, and then I think at the end of the day, maybe some live podcasts, and that will be good with the John Reed. We'll be able to do that. Those were really fun last year. So just kind of like the great things there, and then yeah, just find some more time to be around some more important people, and maybe when we could start somewhere where we can do these in person. Would be pretty cool too. So but yeah,
absolutely. We should have went to Ruppers tonight.
We should have.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Just knock on the door with all our gear, right?
So show up.
And he's home alone, man. Yeah,
wife and kids are in Mexico. He's all by himself. He's not doing anything.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, boys.
Everyone have a great rest of the year. All the best in 2024. Drink responsibly. Again, if
that ain't happening in my house.
Like our buddy Kami says, if you're in one, give someone a call to come pick you up from one. So
there you go. Yeah.
All right. Have a good one, everyone. Take care. We love you. Mutts fans, I just wanted to do an apology here, kind of an apology statement. We haven't holded up our end of the bargain, or I guess I would say my end of the bargain. When recording these podcasts on the 2 to 3 week basis that we normally do. This past month and the month before, just kind of took my my energy and my time into something else, and 8 months ago, kind of a lot has changed in my life. There's a lot of great, and then just out of nowhere, it just comes kind of crashing down to a halt. And so I asked for your guys' kind of forgiveness in not being available for you guys as we should have been. And so that's an apology to our fans, our sponsors, and the connection that we have together. So I do apologize for that. We will be better, and I will be a lot better. The best way I can do my healing through the tough last, I would say, 10 days or so is kind of getting back on here, and hopefully that kind of brings the juices again to finding some of my happy place. Weird saying it, just I felt I was really in a good spot. I was really enjoying things, and things were rolling pretty good for the pod. And then I just kept putting my energy into something else. and then yeah, just out of nowhere, before you know it, that thing that was so beautiful, and those things that I was looking forward to were great, and then all of a sudden kind of just comes to an end. So but we'll be back here stronger in 2024. Our relationship with the Calgary Flames will continue, and just finding some great energy and some great moments to being there, and then also just trying to find you know, uh, a little bit of place, like I said at the end there, just want to get a little bit more connected to, my faith, and being a proud Christian. And I definitely got a lot of work to do, but, definitely looking forward to connecting with the leaders in my life, and finding places to heal. I don't think I've ever really healed from a lot of things in my life, and there's a lot of things I'm not proud of, and there's a lot of great people that were in my life before that are not. And then there's some people have hurt me, and I guess I've hurt some other people too on the other end of it. So um and I got to learn how to navigate through this, and find forgiveness, and then hopefully people will forgive me, and just kind of finding a place that is really beautiful and loving in my life. And you know these podcasts are amazing, to think that we can talk to some NHL players and some scouts and GMs and agents and all this stuff, and the media members. It's quite awesome. Never thought I would ever have a relationship with the people that we have in this light. So it's beautiful to definitely have that, and to give that to you guys. And then obviously, yeah, with CDN, our merch is going to be up there, and kind of getting the name out there a little bit more, and then kind of giving back to the community will be pretty sweet. So hopefully there's a lot more great things in 2024, and here's some familiar faces on our pod. And I definitely look forward to kind of what could bring, but there's a long road ahead on the healing process here. So hopefully I can find that. It is tough. It's been emotional, but I need you guys more than ever. So hopefully you guys will be able to shine and support me. And as we support you guys here, anything we need, anything you guys want to have, just let us know. We look forward to kind of bringing that to you guys. And then, yeah, just got to try to find some great balance in my life where I could get back to a place that I feel really happy. And, I'm hopefully that comes very soon, but I know it'll take some time. And, now putting those right people in my life to really help me and face, my things head on. And so be good with that. And recognizing that, when there is a problem, just go reach out, get some help, have a conversation with someone, open up, and I think the beautiful way we can communicate through here on our podcast is special for me, and hopefully it's special for you guys too. And, and we'll have some new things in 2024, and maybe get you guys to chime in more on maybe, jumping in an interview, asking some people some questions or whatnot. So any new ideas, throw them out to us. We'll be looking to bring those on. So take care. Love you guys. Have a great one, and stay safe, stay happy, and be humble.